3 weeks. No exercise, weight loss, okay? I'm telling you, it works. I'm back. Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Courtney, if you're new here, and if you're not, welcome back. If you clicked on this video, then I'm assuming you're interested in the keto diet. And as someone who took part in that diet, I have some information that I could share with you about it. In today's video, I'm going to talk about keto, and I'm just going to talk about what the keto diet is, my experience on the keto diet, and what I ate on this diet. So if you're interested in that, then just keep watching. What is the keto diet? So there are different types of keto diets. There's lazy keto, there is vegan keto, there is dirty keto, and there's clean keto. There's definitely more, outside of that, but those are just a couple of different ways you can take part in the keto diet. So basically, our body naturally runs on carbs for energy. So that means when we eat pasta or rice or a burger or, you get what I'm saying. When you eat carbs, when you intake carbs, our body uses that and transfers it into energy. So keto is when you reduce your intake in carbs and increase your intake of fat. And so your body starts to be like, hey, there's no more carbs coming in. So it goes into your fat storage and uses that, it transfers that into energy, which then causes you to lose fat because you're now using it instead of having it stored away. The thing about keto is that this is a diet where you can't have any sugar, you cannot have fruits, you cannot have pastas, you can't have rice, none of that, okay? None of that. Unfortunately. And that's usually what we eat whenever we're out and about, or even when we're at home. That's usually what we reach for because it's the easiest thing to give us instant energy. And it's also easy to cook up some type of carbs, which is like pasta. If you're going to cook a pasta, it takes a couple of minutes. It takes less than 30 minutes to cook pasta. So on the screen, I'm going to place what your macros are supposed to be while on the keto diet. But basically, you'll notice that you're supposed to have a very high intake of fat and a very low intake of carbs, and then a mediocre intake of protein. Okay, so moving on. I'm going to talk to you about my experience on keto, whether I liked it, the pros and cons, and yeah. So my first time ever doing keto was about 2 years ago when I first graduated from college. I was a little bit on the thicker side, okay? I'm naturally a thick girl, but I was a little bit more on the heavier, thicker side. And so I was not happy about it. I wanted to lose weight, and exercising, it's not my favorite thing to do. And so anytime I can do something that doesn't require me to do so much exercising, I'm all for it, okay? So when I did it 2 years ago, let me tell you, it was a struggle. It was actually a struggle. I felt like I was starving all the time. I felt like all I could eat was cheese and eggs and cauliflower and, just all of that. It was just too hard for me to maintain because I was just always so hungry. But yeah, so that was my very first experience with keto 2 years ago. Then during quarantine, your girl gained some weight, okay? My weight fluctuates. So it's always changing. I lose a ton and then I gain a ton back and I lose. It's never in a steady place, but it's usually generally around the same vicinity. So it'll go up or it'll go down depending on, what I'm doing with my food. If I'm consuming, late night snacks or going out to eat a lot or just eating super unhealthily, then, it'll go up. So with keto, I was able to lose a ton of weight all within 3 weeks. I know, it's crazy, but trust me, 3 weeks, I lost at least, I didn't weigh myself because I hate weighing myself. It's all about how I look. I don't know if I'm the only one who is like that. I don't really care about the number on the scale. I more so care about how my clothes is fitting and how it's sitting on my body and is it too tight, is it loose, So that's usually what I go for whenever I have anything regarding my weight. But it took me 3 days to enter ketosis, which is the goal. You want your body to get into ketosis as soon as possible, because that means it's starting to use your fat, your stored fat, to burn energy, or as your new source of energy. I noticed that my stomach was flatter. Okay, I didn't really get bloating. I know some people get bloating while on the keto diet. I was the complete opposite. I had absolutely no bloating, and I'm actually someone who doesn't really suffer from bloating-ish. That's not something I really had an issue with on this diet, but that may not be the case for others, because I know there are some people who do get a little bloated, but it goes away. But definitely do your research and see what it is that works best for your body to keep that down. I didn't do any type of workouts or exercise while on this diet this time around, and like I said, I did it for 3 weeks and I lost 12 pounds. 3 weeks, no exercise, weight loss. Okay, but yes, 3 days into ketosis, I did get the keto flu. So the keto flu is when your body is reacting to having no carbs, not using carbs as a source of energy anymore. And so some symptoms of the keto flu is headaches, fatigue, lack of energy. Some people get the keto rash. But yeah, if you're on the stage where you get the keto flu, it is very temporary. It's gone within a week. And it usually means that you don't have enough electrolytes in your system. And so you just find a keto-friendly meal that kind of raises that level up for you. Sodium helps, so increasing your sodium in the meals that you take in, that'll help out the keto flu. What did I do? I can't remember what I did to raise my electrolytes. I probably just increased the amount of salt I put in my food. I cannot remember. If I remember while I'm editing this, then I'll put it on the screen right here. Some pros I had about the keto diet is that I noticed I was thinking about food way less. I was eating less. I was full quicker on the meals that I was eating on the keto diet. I think it's because of the level of fat I was intaking. I was just full within like 2 bites, or I'd be cooking a meal and I'd taste it to make sure it had flavor, and then when the meal was actually done and ready to eat, I was already kind of full from just like tasting my food. But like I was hungry way less while on the keto diet. Matter of fact, I ate less while I was on the keto diet, and I think that's because any meal that you do make, because of the increased amount of fat in your meal, you're full faster. Okay, you're full way faster, and so you eat less. So not only are you getting a calorie deficit, which means you're eating way less, so your calorie intake for the day is lower than usual, which is amazing. You're full, so you're not starving. And so if you're doing the keto diet right, then that's what you're supposed to feel like. You're not supposed to feel like you're starving, because there's a ton of things you can eat while on the keto diet, and I'll list them a little bit later on in this video. I noticed I was thinking about food way less. I'm a big food junkie, okay? I love food, okay? Whenever I eat, I am Haitian, so like our bowls and our spoon, our feeding spoons are huge. So there's no such thing as portion control in my household, or like my culture is just full of carbs. Like we eat rice and beans, we eat plantains, so good. We eat baked macaroni. It's so good, guys. But it's filled with carbs, and so that was a challenge I had to face while on this diet. Just making sure I didn't, taste a little bit of the rice or taste a little bit of the pasta, because if you're in this diet, you have to be all in or you're not doing it. So you don't want to be intaking all this fat and then on the side you're also eating carbs, because that's just going to make you gain weight, because you have a ton of carbs in your system, and at the same time you have a ton of fat in your system. So it doesn't balance each other out, so you then will gain weight. So no carbs at all. So I did enjoy being on the keto diet only because I got to cook a lot more of my meals. So I was cooking more, which was one of my goals of 2020. I enjoyed the meals that I was making, and that kind of helped the experience when it came down to doing this diet. Okay, because dieting is not fun. There are no fun diets out there. Okay, a diet is a diet is a diet. Okay, it's not fun. The keto one was bearable enough that I didn't feel like I was missing out so much, and that's due to the things that I was eating. It was hard to get my fat intake for the day, and that's just because we're not usually used to cooking fat, like cooking with a ton of fat. You would think it's easy because you can have things like bacon, you can have things like burgers or ground beef. It just wasn't, I think that's one of the hard things. It was just like at the end of the night, I'd be like, oh no, I don't think I had enough fat for the day. Ugh. One other downside I meant to mention, the cooking. It's not, there's no instant food that you can just have unless you meal prepped. I didn't meal prep, and I should have, but I don't know why I didn't. But if you're a big meal prepper, then you'll be fine. But if you're not, that was definitely a con. I couldn't just go to the kitchen and get some rice. I couldn't just go in the kitchen and make some noodles, some ramen really quickly. No, you had to cook every meal because there's no like freezer ready food, or there's nothing quick that you can just make while on this diet. There are no cheat days on keto. If you're on keto, you're on keto all the way. Can't do it halfway. Can't cheat on the weekends. No. Okay, so let's get into some of the things I ate while on this diet. I'm gonna insert some pictures. Like I said, I enjoyed that part. Maybe you're different. Maybe you're someone, once you're hungry, you get up and you go get food, or you go make your food. I'm not. Okay, I complain first. Okay, and then I get up and go make my food. So by the time I was finally able to get the strength to get up to go make some food, I was in starvation mode. Like, I was so hungry, so hungry, so hungry. Okay. When I first started, I was just watching a ton of YouTube videos about keto, just like what I'm making for you guys now. The keto community is broad, okay? It's vast. Okay, so there was a lot of information out there regarding food, regarding what the diet was and all of that. So I went on Pinterest and I used YouTube in order to find the meals that I wanted to make while on this diet. One meal that I enjoyed quite a lot, actually, and was easy to make, was baked keto mac and cheese. So good, guys. But it was baked keto mac and cheese. So basically it was a mixture of broccoli and cauliflower, and you put your seasonings that you want and your cheeses that you want. Put it in a bowl, pop it under the oven for a couple of minutes until the cheese is melted and browned on top. Y'all, so good. Another thing I would find myself making while on this diet is cauliflower pizza. There is this bread, this keto-friendly bread kind of thing that I found in the market. I'll insert a picture of it here. I use this cauliflower bread for a lot of things, and so I would just put my toppings. There's keto-friendly sauce that I would use as my marinara, and then I would put my cheese, my pepperoni. If I wanted, I would add bacon for extra fat, and yeah, and I'd pop it in the microwave oven, and a couple of minutes later it is ready to go. Okay, another thing that I would eat was chicken and cheese quesadillas. Guys, they were so good, super easy to make, and you can enjoy it because it is very keto friendly. And then for breakfast, the obvious things I would have is like eggs, bacon, avocado if I want to put it up with my eggs on the side. I also made some chicken tenders, which were so good. It was the first time I've ever made chicken tenders, and they came out amazingly, and they were keto friendly, which is so good. Yeah. And then I also had some chicken wings because that is keto friendly as well. But yeah, in all these meals, you just had to be very aware of the amount of carbs within that meal, and then also to make sure that you had enough fat cooked into the meal or in the meal so that you were getting your fat intake for the day. That's about it that I have to share with you guys about the keto diet. Quick disclaimer, I am not a dietitian, I am not a nutritionist, I am not a doctor, okay? This is just things I found while researching about keto so that I could do the keto diet. I don't think it's something you can do, forever. You do have to break it and go back to carbs eventually. But it's something, if you feel like you want to lose a couple of inches, a couple of pounds, it is definitely a diet you can do, and you'll get some good results from it if you do it right. So this is definitely something you can look into. I really didn't do any exercises. I was home, guys. It was during quarantine. I wasn't out and about. I wasn't even walking as much. But you should, if you can, definitely go out and walk around. That will help you lose weight even faster. Also, if you do intermittent fasting with it, which means you start eating at the same time every day, and then for 8 hours, you stop eating after 8 hours. Yeah, you'll lose a ton of weight if you mix this keto diet with intermittent fasting. Yeah, your body will just start shedding off. the pounds. It's amazing, guys. And look out for some what I eat in a day while on this keto diet. If you have any questions, be sure to ask me down in the comments below, and I'll be sure to get back to you about that. But other than that, that concludes my video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button down there, comment, talk to me, guys. I'm nice, okay? I want to hear what you guys think. And definitely subscribe. I'll put the little subscribe button here. You just click on my little avatar and click the subscribe button, and you're subscribed to my channel. You'll be notified anytime I post something new. So if you enjoyed this, be sure to let me know, and I'll definitely make more videos about this. I'll see you guys again, because I'll be back. Bye.